So Dr. Olivia has a clinic in Jakarta. Hello, hi Olivia.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Lim.
Morning. Where are you now? Yes. Where are you right now?
Yeah, at home. At
At
home.
home.
Yeah.
So you
And
guys are at the lockdown as well?
yes, actually, it's not a lockdown, we call it, but large-scale social restriction. Since end of
Okay.
March, our government stated the most ideal strategy for cutting the COVID-19 transmission throughout Indonesia. We call it
Right.
large-scale social restriction. And Jakarta
Large scale restriction. All right.
large-scale
Eh,
social restriction, and Jakarta
Okay.
implement it with low consequences for everyone who breaks the rules since yesterday.
Oh wow, okay. So
Yeah.
when did you start this large scale social restriction?
Actually, our president announced it since end of March, and Jakarta start to implement it since yesterday.
Oh, okay. Before that it wasn't? So Jakarta wasn't doing it until yesterday?
Actually, we are doing it since early
End of March.
February, end of March,
Okay.
especially
Right.
when our president announced everything. But
Right.
yes, everything more with the low consequences, more stiff now.
Okay, okay. So they are actually putting more control and
Right.
are the police and militaries are on the
On
ground
the
right now?
way and everything, yes, yes. We
Oh
can
wow.
hear like the siren every couple hours, like
Wow.
that.
Okay. How
Mhm.
is the how's the situation in Jakarta and Indonesia right now? The numbers has increased,
Right, right.
and do you
So
think that it will get worse for the weeks to come?
yes, actually, about the test itself, Indonesia can currently conduct 5 tests per 100,000 citizens. This is far
Right.
from ideal, and Indonesia also
Yes.
has a lower per capita ratio for doctors and hospital beds than its neighbor, right? But
Yes.
large-scale testing to determine the actual distribution of COVID-19 began 2 weeks ago. At the same time,
Okay.
more temporary hospitals have been set up and many volunteer medical and healthcare workers are recruited.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because
That's,
I
that's
think the biggest challenge in Indonesia is it's such a big country.
right,
It's widely distributed, and it's
right,
very hard to get all the test kits to rural areas like outside and all the different islands. And I think that's the most difficult part. Yeah.
yes, huge population spread in 6 big islands, not to mention the small islands. Also, rich social culture and very right range of education and economic condition. Yeah, but our government is work very fast and rigid about that, and the coordination from the center to the region, every region is very good, very fast. We can see from the TV every day there is improvement like that.
Fantastic. Fantastic, because we are all worried. It's such a big country with you guys are the third biggest population in the world. If
Right,
it hits you, it will hit you hard, right?
right. Yeah. The challenge is everybody here understand that a quite number of small people here depends on daily income to eat. They either work and can eat or they're sick. Most of them
Right.
are farmers, breeders, small retails, bus and taxi, motorcycle driver, delivering online
Yes.
orders. So
Yes.
here we support them, but also adhere government rules about physical distancing and the hygiene. For me,
Right.
what I usually do is buying daily needs from local and use their delivery services. In other
Okay.
hand, our government really concerned about them and give continued support like food, basic needs, money, especially for those who lost their job in this situation. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's how. So the government is intervening in terms of giving cash support, or are they still allowing them to do their daily business? And what are they doing?
Restricted, like the taxi driver or bus driver, they only can take 50 passenger now.
In a
And
day.
then no 50 passenger in a bus or the taxi. 50%
50.
passenger, 50%.
50%. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah,
how
the seat, yeah.
so how many are we looking at? Is it 10, 6, 10, 12,
Like in the
50?
taxi, maximum 3%, like that.
Okay.
But yesterday we saw like all the cities, Jakarta citizen obey the rule really, and we can see the Transjakarta is only is only 5 to
Yeah,
10
Chris. Yeah.
10 people there.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a huge task for the government. And you know, during this period of time, I think the population that hits the hardest is the low social economy people who actually don't have a lot of money that they can actually store and use them, and especially those who are actually getting paid day by day and survive day by day. So, is the government doing anything for them? Are they incentivized in certain ways?
Yes, the government really support them. Like yesterday, we saw our president like spreading the basic needs. We call it sembako, the food,
Right.
for yeah, for the very low income people, for their
Okay.
family in around Jakarta and Bogor. So
Okay.
yeah, the district government
And
also do the same.
that's good. That's good. And how big is the awareness? Is everybody being aware of? Is everybody wearing masks on the street? And is everybody staying home in
Yes,
Jakarta?
yes. In Jakarta, I think most of people now staying at home,
Right.
unless they're very emergency situation, they will go out. They need to go out, but they're wearing masks. Even if they must drive the car or everything, they must use gloves.
Okay.
But until now, we are still dealing with the scarcity of medical protective equipment.
Right.
Yes.
So yeah.
How,
Um. Uh,
yes.
any ways of getting them right now, or are you
Yeah.
guys doing anything for it?
Yeah, however, there has been an uplifting response to this situation. Everybody here
Okay.
understand that the importance of medical practitioner getting the protection they need in order to help the sick, right? General public
Right.
use improvised cloth masks when they go out,
Right.
leaving the surgical and N95 masks for the healthcare workers. They're sewing
Right.
masks by themselves or buying from
Oh
uh,
wow.
local tailors who sell them at the very
Okay.
affordable price. So
Right. That's great.
I see all Indonesians are rallying together to provide more medical protective equipment. The rich, the successful entrepreneur, public figure, doctor, students, and ordinary citizens have raised funds and shown tremendous solidarity and kindness during this hour of need. Incredible.
I Incredible. I think one
Yes.
thing that COVID-19 bring to us is the human touch, and I think bring unite people together. And
Yes.
like we've seen, especially in Asia, that there are more people like wearing masks just to protect their loved ones or people around them. I think these are things that we start to see how the public is being more aware of people around them as well as the community health.
Yes. Right. This nationwide reaction truly uplifting. Yeah.
And your basically your practice, you stopped your practice since end of March, or did you just stop recently?
Yes, in the interest of public safety and due to high patient number, Jakarta Aesthetic Clinic decided to close from March 17 until further notice. As a leader and doctor, I have responsibility to keep my team and my patient safe. So GSC choose to stand fast and confidently take rigorous action required, especially as we are in the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak. I think this is
Right.
about wisdom and humanity, thinking beyond short-term goals and money.
Yes, that's very good of you. Very responsible. And one thing is, how long do you think this will last? Because we start to see that in Indonesia they might be coming up, and it might drag for a certain period of time. Is
Yeah.
there an endpoint from the government right now saying that when will this stop, or how long would this last?
Yes. So in these 2 weeks' time, our Muslim brother and sister are going to start fasting month, followed by the
Yes.
traditional return of family to their hometowns, right? The
Right.
Indonesian Ulema Council has stated that mass homeward bound journeys mustn't be undertaken if they endanger individual or public health. So either Fitr
Right.
here and in Malaysia is like a Chinese New Year in China, right? I think
Yeah.
this is one of our biggest challenges. But I'm optimistic that a strong and consistent message from the government and religious authorities will help people understand and accept that these dangerous times need drastic measures for the healthy safety and security of the whole nation.
Right.
There is a recent case highlight the point. A young man suspected of being COVID positive refused to quarantine
Right.
himself and went home to Manado when he transmitted
Oh,
virus to both his parents.
oh
Imagine that
my.
multiplied by several 100,000. Yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah.
now
So
we initially in Malaysia the what we call the N naught. It's about 3.5. Now we brought down to 0.9. That means one person can spread to about 3 or 4 person. So that is actually quite a scary thing. So yeah, we also celebrate Raya, the
right.
Aidilfitri. So I think that is one thing that we really worry about if they have their buka puasa. That means they gather to eat. I hope that doesn't happen. And there are
Yes.
prayers and they go out to have all these raya parties. And going back hometown is one thing we all say balik kampung. And
Yes.
would you think that that
Mudik.
will actually happen
Uh,
in Indonesia, or people cannot travel anymore?
because government already state that not to do the mudik. Indonesian Disaster Management Authority has extended the emergency status until May 29, which is after Idul
Right.
Fitri, and the
Right.
mass leave uh, moved to end of the year. So
Okay.
yes, so
Uh, so
yeah,
they move all this celebration to end of the year.
yes, end of the year.
Okay.
The mass leave, but the celebration
Okay.
still on the date.
I see.
But the
Right.
government already stayed to work from home, study from home, and pray from home. So they
Right.
already been announced by the TV, and every government said it. And then I believe the Indonesian Ulema Council has stated that the mass homeward bound journey mustn't be undertaken if they endanger individual and public health. I think our citizen will obey that. I think I'm
Okay.
optimist about that.
Fingers crossed. Pray hard, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, and so like since you're not practicing, what have you been doing?
Aha. So before that, yeah. Since February, we have had rising awareness of COVID-19 to all our patients in the clinic. We
Right.
are not worried about losing them that time. We took
Okay.
preventive, sensible, and ethical procedures from the beginning. Our team
Right.
have given flu shots as well as high-dose vitamin C. Every room was
Right.
carefully disinfected after every patient
That's good.
use. So before
Right.
this temporary close, we disinfected the whole building and parking area, made sure GSA was
Right.
super clean, and our team could go home safe and healthy. Yeah. Oh,
Right.
we are been working from home since then. We
Right.
completed all post-treatment services and have remained contactable by WhatsApp and social media.
Okay. So you
We
kind
want
of
our
keep
patient
contact with
to feel secure.
yeah. And how
Yeah,
how
we want our
often are
patient
you
to feel
getting
secure
in
and
touch
to
with
know
them?
we are still there.
Right. How
Sorry?
often are you getting in? How often are you in touch with them, or your patients?
Yeah, nowadays everything with online, right? We keep our
Yes.
activities about what we are doing at home updated and continue to embrace our patient, but in different way.
Okay.
So remains positive and optimistic during this difficult time.
Right.
And then this week we came on IG Live named Date with
Okay.
GSE.
Okay.
in which we and our patient can meet, greet one another, and ask questions in virtual mode. Like yesterday,
Right.
we talked about why GSE decided to temporarily close and what our patient can do at this time.
Right.
They asked about when GSE will reopen, tips to take care of their skin and body at home, and much more.
Right. Right.
But what
And
I
I
want
think,
to say is that
yeah.
we are taking positive action, building a
Right.
sense of common purpose, generating positive engagement, and building stronger trust.
Fantastic. I think this is the best time to show that you can actually do the right thing and also kind of build that trust, because that is the single most important thing in our industry. At the same time, I think to downplay a bit of fear, because I think there's too much fear around, just like what Farid was also commenting a lot of times, is like there's too much fear and too much panic around that cause more problem than good. So there's a question from Afro Jakarta asking, is Malaysia aesthetic clinic must close or open? I think to do the right thing, we should actually close down. We have been closed down for 3 weeks now. We will extend another 2 weeks to go. And I think that is to prevent like us being vectors, because you just never know who is asymptomatic, and the worst part is they can spread to our staff or ourselves, and later on we become the vector and spread to somebody else, especially if that involves people dying, and I don't think that will be a really good thing.
Right.
So
You are right. Mhm.
yeah. One thing is, yeah, you have always been a very good personal branding and clinic branding. You've been doing a lot of social media. You've been doing a lot of so-called working together with the celebrities. And yeah, so how do you do it? And in at this time of this trying times, are you doing anything different to help to create more awareness, or what sort of things are you doing right now?
Yeah. So for like date with GSA next week, with we will call our patient, and then our patient will tell the story of what they are doing, and actually spread the positivity for the community, like that.
I see.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. That's actually pretty nice, because we really at this time we really need to have more positivity
Yes.
and positive thinking spread, positive
Yes.
energy spreading around, right?
Right. It's
And
COVID-19 has had major impact to all clinics, especially in Jakarta, with many clinics
right,
temporarily closing in accordance with the Indonesian Medical Association ruling, aesthetic treatment, right? But some clinics still offer online consultation, provide vitamin C injection or infusion in very limited practice hour, and delivery of skincare product if they have them. Yeah,
right.
really, this is very difficult circumstances. Some of aesthetic doctors are selling vitamins, medicine, protective medical equipment, disinfectant, face masks to maintain some income while helping others. Most of Indonesian doctors gather to raise funds and become some of them become volunteers to help the sick.
Very
Mhm.
good. Very nice. So there are definitely some clinics which, because all of us are small and medium enterprises, and some might not so survive. I mean, with a close down, they have rental to pay, they have still
Right.
salary to pay, and are they signs of closing down, or are they cutting salaries? Are you guys doing the same?
Yeah, yeah. So aesthetic clinic can be found everywhere, but patients are now seeking the area aesthetic clinic, right? Like the one with the most knowledgeable and experienced team, like that. Patients typically talk to each other and compare their own experiences. So
Mhm.
this has strengthened the standing of those clinic with the highest standard, and weakened those with less vigorous standard. Yeah, I think it's possible, Dr. Lim. happen that some of the clinic cannot survive, but in our clinic, really we agree to work hand in hand together and face this problem united, so we can survive the current hardship. Really, our clinic now is no cash flow at all.
Okay, great. And is there any thoughts about are there people, because I've talked to some of our colleagues in US, they actually lay off their employees, and then they file for unemployment. They get some subsidies from the government. But we know in Southeast Asia, I don't know about in Indonesia, here we have to just swallow up. We have to kind of, we're still paying our staff. And is it the same in Indonesia, or do you have other kind of support or aid from the government?
Yeah, we in GSC we still paid our staff, but later if it still continue and the difficult time getting harder for us, we will talk to them. But yes, government help most of the jobless citizen with money, basic needs, food, like that. They need to like register online, and then the government see they approve it or not, and then everything will be sent to the family, like that.
I see. And we do foresee right after, even if the GSC is actually loosened, I don't think that governments will just let loose immediately. So I think it will be phase by phase. And what kind of strategies in terms of ensuring your patient safety that you will take after this?
So like for the safety, we actually already take prevention action before, so that we'll make our patient sure that after this passes, the patient could go aesthetic treatment in comfort and comfort way with a healthy team and clean and safe environment, like that.
Right. And I think we will change our practice. I saw a line earlier. Someone was talking, so nothing should be going back to normal, because we know normal wasn't working for us. So if we go back to where we used to be, we haven't learned our lessons yet. So this time, I think when we go back, definitely a lot of things will change. And I don't know whether you plan to kind of take in your staff, perhaps have them half working first and the other half kind of sit back and sort of make sure that there's no to limit the number of staff, so we don't get so much of, if God forbid, if one of them actually got COVID-19, we probably have to have the whole group stay at home and quarantine. Would you do the same, or how's the planning for you?
Yes, we are planning that way, but we take a look the situation first, because it's the large-scale social restriction has just begun since yesterday, and it's the emergency situation in Indonesia until May 29, like that. So yes, here what we are doing now is our doctors join webinars and file reports. Our therapists and frontliner have scheduled tests on such things as product, services, and English communication skill. We here respond to their reports and test scores and share the results with online presentation and discussion. This will help maintain our spirit and our high standards for when we reopen the clinic.
Right. And there's a question here. Do you still pay full or half of for the employees from JCKP9? Yes. So that's a question to you.
Yeah. We are now, this month we pay full, but we'll take a look and we'll talk to our team, to survive together. What's the solution, the best solution for us?
I think it happens to all of us. If it continues for too long, we still need to survive. I think it's the communication between the employers and the employees to find a
Right.
common ground. And I know this is a difficult time for everybody. And I think
Yes.
this is time that we see that we unite as one, right? And
Right.
there's another question asking about any extra precautions by using PPEs when we perform aesthetic treatments. What do you think?
When we perform aesthetic treatment, for in my point of view, maybe step by step, yeah. Like I have machine for body contouring. Maybe at
Right.
the first time, we choose only selected treatment that we can perform in our clinic when the clinic reopen again. Choose not
Sure.
to intense the treatment, that not too intense to the patient, meaning the injection must be postponed a little bit more.
Right. Right. I think one of your
Yes.
patients asked that
Yeah.
is that they go to your clinic regularly, and now because of the JSC, what should they do? Should they stay home, or what kind of things they can do at home?
What for the skin or for the body? For the skin.
Right.
Actually, yeah. Yesterday, the same question raised that, doctor, what about taking care our skin at home? Yeah. Actually, this time is the great time for make make our skin breathe, because we don't use makeup anymore, right? And then
Right.
we can take care what we intake for food, like more fruit and veggie, so that make our body healthy, and the skin also thanks the same. So
Right.
one tips for them, because here in Indonesia very humid, like in Malaysia hot, like that, we need to
Yes.
maintain the glowing skin. I
Right.
asked them to buy the uh, yogurt, and just
Right.
apply on the full face, and then leave it for 15 minutes. Then they erase it with warm water, and then you
Right.
can see the
Right.
Komodo or blackhead honey juice.
Right. And there's a question down here asking, is there fair to charge extra for PPEs? Well, I don't think that's fair. I don't know how you think, but I think it's probably we have to use protective measures. And I think one of the things that I probably will start doing is to have a face shield. And I think that is one thing to protect ourselves and our customers. And but what's the point? Why do you want to charge extra because of that? And I think it's just a responsibility rather than anything. And what do you think? Do you think that there are some people will do extra because of that? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe they're worried because of the shortage of fresh supply. Yeah, but
Right.
in my mind now, we will not like asking for the extras for that. Mm-hmm.
Right. And one thing that someone was asking earlier is there seems to be some doctors doing home treatments. That means they go to patients' place to do treatments. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, because these difficult circumstances, I understand about that. Actually, it's against the rule, because every doctor must practice in their own registered clinic, right?
Right.
Or their own registered place. But I
Right.
understand that, but it's go back again to the individual.
Responsibilities, right? Playing our
Right.
part. And I think the biggest fear is what if? What if you go to see a patient, even though you gear up, we just never know. We might actually contract it.
Right.
And for 2 weeks, we don't know that we actually have it, and we become a vector. We like a mosquito bringing this to each and every one of our patients. Imagine you just have one patient who died because you actually did not do your part, and I think that's not worth so-called doing just to help yourself survive, but not following the GSC's initiatives, right?
Right. It's
And
about back again. It's about wisdom and thinking beyond, beyond money. It's about
exactly.
responsibility, right?
and integrity. So
Integrity,
one
yes.
thing is, I know you kind of work on the trust, work on engaging your patients during this period, and I think those are the strategies you are doing. Any other strategies that you are actually planning in terms of, because we know that the longer we close, the tighter the cash flow will be, and
Right.
you have more than one center, right?
Only one.
Only one. Okay. So basically, what is your planning for to survive if it does drag longer?
Yeah, we must think further. It's okay if we need more time because Indonesia is so big, the country and the population. Yeah, need time to make everybody understand and make everything run smooth. Yeah, but yeah, we are doing like this time, like I explained you. But by taking this measure, our patient actually will appreciate us and their trust in our integrity will only grow. So our
Yes,
patient will wait
I totally agree.
until GSC open again, and when they can enjoy the aesthetic treatment in comfort, like with healthy team and doctors and clean and safe environment. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And what do you think that the most popular treatment will be right after this? What
Yeah,
will your patient come in mainly for?
they already asked for a couple things like peeling komedo, the blackhead peel treatment.
Right.
Because we don't like to like blah, 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 like that, yeah, on the face. And then the art therapy, the cool sculpting, and then of course the toxin and the filler. Actually, everything they are really. Doctor, can you open a bit for the peeling komedo, or can, how when I can
They
do
can't wait
my
to go
body
back to see
contouring?
you. Right.
Doctor, please open again just a bit.
Right.
But we must
Yeah,
stand still.
it is fun. Exactly, exactly.
This is for
And in
everybody,
terms of
actually.
that,
This is for everybody, not for us. Not for us. We really don't think
right,
about ourselves nowadays.
exactly. Yeah. And yeah, so in terms of Jakarta, do you think that the numbers will rise and then it will drag on for a much longer period of time? Because it's such a very high density city that if we see people spreading, I think that those are the ones that we see in a lot of very dense cities in the world, that you see the spreading and the increments of patients diagnosed and also the death rate. So what do you think?
I think so, Dr. Lim. But if everybody obey and discipline with themselves, I think it will going down slow, even slow, at a slow rate.
Right, right. And that might drag on for a month or so. Do you think so?
Yeah, maybe more, but
Hmm.
it's okay. We fight this all together, right?
Right.
Every country has a very unique condition.
Yes, yes. And I think Indonesia is doing a good job now, like trying to contain
Thank you to our
everything.
government. Yes.
Yes, yes, fantastic. And we are all in this together. I think each in Southeast Asia, any
Yeah.
country
Right.
that's had problem, I think it will just affect all of us in this whole region. And we hope that everybody do their part and we can contain it as soon as possible so we can go back to a new norm. And you've been very successful in doing things, and the way you think and the way that you are upholding the integrity is always awesome. Um,
Thank you.
Great job over
Learn
there,
from you.
and we we really hope to see you soon. And I
Yes.
think one of the things that we are also very curious about is that what I because right before this there was a lot of talks about Jakarta wanting to to move the capital to Sumatra, and is
Uh,
it really happening
Kalimantan.
or what's going on? Kalimantan,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Is it,
Yes. Everything is still going. But adhere the government rule now. Everything's still
right.
going, but adhere the government rule. Yes.
Okay, I see.
Hello, Dr.
So thank you.
Lima.
Yeah. So I think we should end here. And
Yes.
thank you so much. It's
Yes.
glad to see you doing great and staying safe.
Yes.
And
Dr.
thanks for
Lim,
coming up and talk together. Yeah.
it is my sincere hope that we are all can look after ourselves and our family until this COVID-19 pandemic passes, after which we can return to normal life again and continue treating our
Right.
patients. So yeah,
Yes.
stay safe, Dr. Lim, and everyone who has joined this live event.
Thank you. Do stay
Thank you.
do stay safe, and then we keep in touch. Yeah.
Keep in touch. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay.
Send
Bye
my warm
bye.
regards to Dr. Luciano.
All right. I'll see him tonight. Yes. All right.
Night. Yes.
Thank you. All right. Good night.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.